Well, good morning, my friends. What is up? It's your friend and pal Seth. My pronouns are he and they. I want to welcome you into your morning inspiración, your morning inspiration video for the day. It is day number 31. Cannot believe it. Thank you so much for sticking with me for for these morning inspiration videos, and I really hope you're getting a lot out of them. I want to also thank you all so much for your comments, your feedback, everything. I'm just loving seeing how these videos are having an impact on you and on your life. Okay, so again, just from the bottom of mi corazón, my heart, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So if you saw my video for yesterday, what I did was I did a little bit of a recap of what we have been covering inside of the virtual community of practice that I'm involved with. If you've seen any of my past videos, I've been talking about that and how we had been kind of looking at our programming from May of 2024 and kind of bringing that forward into now because we're still in May of 2025. Yes, it's the last day of the month today. So with that being said, what I wanted to do for this morning's inspiration video is actually do a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be talking about in June. Some of the recovery topics we're going to be talking about, some of the discussions we're going to be having, and everything. So, what I wanted to do was what I normally do is I normally have little bubbles like this on the bottom of the screen and everything, but I decided to try something just a little bit different today. What I'm going to do is actually share my screen because I have a document that has all of these like recovery topics and themes inside of them. So we're kind of just going to go through that and read through them that way. Now, I have not been able to learn how to share my screen on this platform. I'm using StreamYard for these videos. So this will be a first time for me. This will be a first time for me, but again, so you guys are going to be kind of going along on this ride with me as I figure out how to do this in real time. We talk about healing and recovery in real time. This is Seth figuring out and trying to figure out what the heck he's doing in real time. So that's what that is. So let's see about how to do this. Let me see here. Okay. Well, I can have the screen here. Let me add to stop. Oh, add to stage. I think I got this here. Hopefully you can still hear me. And here we go. Okay, so this is it. So there we go. Okay, so this is the June 2025 preview. So again, what I'm mainly going to really be talking about are the recovery topic themes to be discussed this month. Now, again, kind of like also in May, what we were doing in May, as I said, was we were looking at our May 2024 programming and pretty much presenting that all throughout the month of May, and we got some incredible feedback from participants, from others who were actually just seeing some of this material for the very first time. So we decided to kind of continue that tradition in the month of June. So what I did was I actually just wrote all of them down, on a piece of paper and everything, and took pictures of them. So I have the pictures here. But then I also decided to kind of write them down as well. So this is kind of what we're going to be going through in the month of June inside of the community practice. And if these, again, definitely really stand out to you, or if there are things that you would really like to learn more about inside of your wellness, things you may be struggling right now, things you may just want to learn more about, you're as always free to join us. Okay, just let me know. I can send you the link. It's through Zoom, and that's it. All right. So when we talk about here with mental health and well-being, we're going to be talking a lot inside of this month about some different coping mechanisms and strategies. Urge surfing, it's one of them. How to kind of surf, our urges and everything, and our emotions, and kind of what that looks like. Action speak, how to jump into action instead of just remaining on the sidelines. How to take specific action steps, towards your goals or towards anything that you want to achieve. And with it, in addition to that, how to write an action plan as well. We're going to be talking about something called WHOOP. This is an acronym for goal setting, and also I think for coping ahead. And WHOOP stands for Wish, Outcome, Objective, or excuse me, Wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. Good Lord, I'm good. So wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. Okay. And then with that, we're going to be talking about WRAP, the Wellness Recovery Action Plan. Okay, as well. And we're talking a lot more about both of those. Some anxiety soothers, how to soothe anxiety as well. Dealing with difficult emotions, but mindfully. Ways to release rage, again in a healthy way, of course, healthy and beneficial way. A 10-minute morning routine for depression. I know for me, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, and I sometimes wake up with some depression. In addition to that, some negative thoughts. So having a morning routine and everything that kind of helps you with that in the morning, it's definitely something that's really helped me. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about something called the RAIN technique. This is an acronym for mindfulness and emotional processing. So what RAIN stands for is recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. So recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. In addition to that, some emotional regulation and mindset. I think we've been talking about like emotion regulation and emotional intelligence, for quite a few days now. So turning negatives into positives, the effect of gratitude has on the brain. How about cultivating an attitude of gratitude that does something for our brains? So we're really going to be looking at that. The circle of control, learning about what we are in control of and when we're not in control of. And it's really something that's really, really beneficial, I think, for a lot of us. Inner peace, having a state of mind of complete and total inner peace, how to get to that, how to achieve that. The growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. Happy endings. This is related to reframing or positive outcomes. For a lot of us, we may have a wounded inner child. I know I have. So learning about how to do conscious reparenting to our own wounded inner child, and how important and how effective that is as well. Again, under the terms of kind of self-awareness and self-care, we're going to be looking about how to have more self-awareness for ourselves, how to give ourselves also that self-care. Sensory safety practice. A lot of us may have some sensory issues with light, or with hearing, with like smelling sensitivity, whatever. Our senses may be kind of heightened. So being able to have a safe practice while keeping those heightened senses in mind as well. So we're going to be looking at that a lot. Again, the wounded inner child versus conscious reparenting. The mind, body, and soul effect as well. Resilience and personal growth. How to build resilience for all of us. Authenticity, living inside of your own truth, however you may identify, and being authentic in how you approach and how you show yourself to the world. Scarcity versus abundance. Again, it's all about mindset. Scarcity versus abundance. When it also comes to social justice, we're going to be looking at that. Looking at our personal rights. Our rights as individuals. On our own healing journey. Right. Mental health awareness and inclusivity, putting men back in mental health. There is a huge stigma around men in mental health. So we're going to be looking at, how to break that stigma and what that stigma is of for men, or masculine identified, or individuals who identify as men, inside of mental health, as well as in addition to that, kindness, self-kindness, but I think also, kindness towards other people as well. So let me kind of try and stop sharing, kind of go back into here. Okay. So I think I'm now just looking at just me. Okay. So I think I got that. So that's what we're really going to be looking through, and we're really going to be talking about inside of June. So as I said, if any of that, really interests you, you want to learn more, you can always join our community of practice. Okay. During the week, Monday through Friday, beginning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That clicker on the bottom right there. Okay. So I actually had wanted to kind of leave us all again also in this video with a quote, because I love quotes. And this quote comes from Alice in Wonderland. Yes, I know. So it's not it's there's no use in going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. Okay. So it should be it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. That's from Alice in Wonderland. Okay. That's something that's really deep. Okay, because again, we're not the same person that we were yesterday. We are ever changing, ever evolving, and ever growing as individuals and as human beings. So that's something to really, really take, really, really to consider, you know. But the one thing I also will say, kind of, but before I get off here, is the fact that Disney movies. I'm a millennial. Okay, I don't know how many the rest of you are millennials, but I'm a millennial, and I tell you, a lot of the Disney movies and cartoons that were made back in maybe like late '80s, early '90s, around that time, there was a lot of wisdom in a lot of those. I'm just saying. Again, now I have not seen like they're making remakes of a lot of things now. We're in 2025, so they're making a lot of remakes of a lot of things and everything. Now, admittedly, I haven't seen a lot of them. Again, I'm a millennial, so I like a lot of older, a lot of older things back in the 80s and 90s and everything. But still, there was some deep wisdom in a lot of movies that were made in the late 80s, early 90s. I just wanted to add that. Okay, Lion King. I'm sorry, that was one wise baboon. Rafiki was a wise baboon. I was a wise monkey. All right, so with that being said, I will leave you on now. Don't quit before that miracle happens. Find ways to keep moving forward. Okay, you are worth it. You are amazing. Okay, that miracle could be right around the corner. If you're going through a difficult time right now, remember that it is temporary. All things are temporary. All right. Also, I will say stay positive, stay motivated, stay focused on your huge, amazing, big dreams and goals. All right. Make it the most amazing day ever. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you. I'm pointing at you. Yes, I'm pointing at you, honey. Okay. In the morning inspiration video for tomorrow.